Before the lesson, write the follow-up questions on the chalkboard. Then, start the lesson by reading and explaining the questions to learners. Next, read the story aloud, clearly, fluently, and with expression. Embed meaning as you read. Use voice, gestures, and actions to help learners understand the story. Again, after each paragraph, model how to think about the story using the strategy in the lesson plan. Next, tell learners to read the text with a partner. After reading, learners must discuss answers to the questions with their partner. Finally, call the class to attention and get feedback on the comprehension questions. Watch as teacher Maputi Molaudi demonstrates the second read of Frog and Crow Get the Wrong Message. Again, start the lesson by reading and explaining the questions to learners.
After I read, and then we are going to answer all the questions on the board. Now, I want you to remember that as we are reading, we are also making connections. Do you remember that we are making connections? Yes. Then I will be reading, and then I will also be making connections. Then afterwards, you will answer the questions on the board. Right. Let's then open our DBE workbooks again on page 104. I'm going to read, and then you are going to follow as I'm reading. Frog and Crow Get the Wrong Message. One sunny day, Mr. Crow sat on a branch on the marula tree, watching the animals busily collecting their food. Suddenly, he saw a piece of paper blow past. Crow swooped down and caught the scrap of paper and read it. It said, DMBW2. This must be a secret message, Crow said to himself. I think I can make a connection to what Crow saw. You know, as I was sitting at home one day, I received a letter from the post, and that letter was my mother's, and on the letter it was written urgent. I looked at the letter, the stamp said it's from the clinic and it's urgent. And you know, I was very worried. I was very worried that something is very wrong with my mother. Let's then continue to read. Frog was hopping by and overheard Crow. A secret, he said. I love secrets. Crow showed Frog the note. I wonder what it means, asked Frog nervously. You know, when you ask nervously, it's like you are scared. DM, Crow muttered. DM must mean don't move. Someone is watching me. I'm sure they are tough. I must be in terrible danger. What can I do? I also wonder what BW means, Crow asked, flapping his wings. I've got it, he screeched. BW means beware. I must not move. I must beware. Poor me, what can I do? Wait a minute, Frog cried. The note is for me too. It says two. It means the note is for both of us. We are in terrible danger, screeched Crow. We are in big trouble. What can we do? Frog crowed. Oh, what can we do? They fell to the ground holding their heads. And I can connect with this as well because after receiving that letter, worried as I was, my mother came in and she saw that I was worried. I showed her the letter. She said, oh no, you don't have to be worried. This letter, it's just a medical bill. It's written urgent because the medical bill must be paid urgently. You know, when we pay something urgently, it means it must be paid quickly. So that's why there was a sign on the envelope that says urgent. Now, let's continue reading. Just then, Mrs. Hen came down the path carrying a shopping basket. What is the matter with the two of you? She asked. Why are you lying on the ground moaning? Then she saw the scrap of paper and she took it. Oh, you found my second shopping list. I've been looking for it everywhere, said Mrs. Hen. Your second shopping list? Crow and Frog asked. Yes, it says number 2. DM means dried mealies and BW means bag of worms. There's nothing tastier than mealies and dried worms. I can make a connection with this as well, because after finding out that the letter meant that it was just a bill that needs to be paid, I sort of felt relieved, and I felt very silly that I've been worrying for nothing. So, I mean, just as much as Crow and Frog thought that, oh, we've just been worrying for nothing, it's just a Mrs. Hen's shopping list. Okay, boys and girls, now that I finished reading for you, I want you to read with your partner. You are going to read to each other. The first one will read. Once you are done, then the next person will read. Right, after reading, then we will answer the questions. Now, start reading to your partners. Okay, boys and girls, 1, 2, 3, eyes on me.
1, 2, eyes on you.
Very good. Now that you finished reading to your partners, I want you to answer these questions with your partner. Please start now.
What did Mrs. Hen take from Crow and Frog? A second shopping list. Do you remember what is her second shopping list? The M stands for dry mealies and BW stands for beds of worms.